Helped my neighbor hang a 75-inch TV he bought from a crackhead. When he turned it on, it was the menu from KFC. Would you look at that? This guy's neighbor's house sure looks like the interior of a KFC. Interesting that it has a security camera and what appears to be another TV right next to it. Hello Redditors of the internet, Noble Xenon here and welcome to r/ThatHappened Part 5. Let's get started. So, this next one might have happened, but I doubt it. She who must be obeyed, oh my, says, a lot of people project themselves on others and it shows in the little things. Last year my best friend did his wedding in Church of Satan and all of us had to wear horns. We did it out of respect for friendship. Well, good for you, not everyone is like you. And the Church of Satan actually replied, that didn't happen. Wow, I was not expecting that. Ordered from DoorDash and got a frickin' cup of ice as my drink. Damn it, McDonald's. Or you filled a cup full of ice to get a few likes on Twitter. For this next one, a 6-year-old schools a 21-year-old on love, but not very well. My older son has a girlfriend. One day, my younger daughter asked him, why did you court her? Court her, are we in 2021 or 1268? With a smile on his face, my son replied, because she's smart, kind, hardworking, and most of all, she's beautiful. My daughter shook her head and laughed out loud. Then you don't really love her. He frowned and asked, how did you say so? She eat her food first before speaking. That made us laugh. Will you still love her even if she is no longer smart, kind, or hardworking, and above all, beautiful? My son couldn't speak for a while. A few seconds later, my daughter uttered, probably not. Love her because you love her, not because she has the qualities to be adored and admired. All the characteristics of a person will fade when the time comes, but the real love, with no reason and no recompense, will not be lost no matter what happened, she said, while smiling broadly. That is quite the vocabulary there for a 6-year-old. My son and I stared at each other and we both chuckled. Her brother was 21 years old while she's only 6 years old and it looks like she's more matured. Well, 6-year-old correctly using advanced language like court, recompense, or qualities? Check. Older person getting shut down by the wisdom of a child? Check. Child's seemingly deep wisdom actually entirely superficial but treated as profound by proud parent who feels a need to share it on Facebook? That's a big check right there. This ought to show those stupid 21-year-old males out there for having the nerve to like someone based on their intellect, personality, ethics, and appearance. How dare they? For this next one, I ran into Jesus yesterday too. Just ran into Harry Styles at the Tigers game and he gave me $100 to get him 2 beers and I took the money and left. Hashtag swear to God. And he actually replied, I wasn't at the Tigers game. Cool story though. This is just a quick reminder to not make shit up on Twitter because they might actually reply. For this next one, it's true everyone, I was the treadmill. A guy whistled at me at the gym. 30 minutes later, I saw him going to the treadmill, used my phone to hack it, and set it to 50 miles an hour. He fell on his ass and the owner gave me a free 12-month subscription. We got a pro hacker right here. Watch out. This next one's titled, Sure. Verizon tried to charge me $300 to replace my flip phone and said if paid only $100, I could get the same model but a new phone number. I walked across the street and got a smartphone from T-Mobile for $150 and kept the same number. I walked back in the Verizon store and threw my flip phone across the store into their trash and handed out flyers I asked for from the T-Mobile guy. Specifically because I wanted to really piss off the Verizon dude trying to charge me $300 for a $20 flip phone. Most of the people in Verizon went to T-Mobile. It was pretty funny walking past the store and seeing the people I gave flyers to in there. Wow, I'm sure the CEO of Verizon is pissed at that one, harassing a random store employee. And someone else replies, nothing past the second sentence of your comment happened. For this next one, the OP decided to munch some popcorn while reading this tweet. Some random guy in the streets of New York hit on me and said, "Wanna go shopping?" So I immediately turned into the Gucci, picked a $3,000 bag, and he started quaking before I left him alone in the store. Crying emojis. So you stole the bag? For this next one, it's bad when you lie, but it's seriously bad when a coworker exposes you. Just told my boss to F off and waked out. You mean walked out? He was harassing one of the girl employees and I had to pull her out of harm's way to confront him. So he fired me right then and there. I just wanted to get the truth out there before the a-hole started spreading his lies. You might want to let HR know about this. You and that girl might have a nice lawsuit on your hands if they don't fire him. Proud of you, kid. And then, the coworker replies, "Seriously? Dude, he fired you because you were late again. You frickin' cried. We're tired of your shit, man. You never check the bathrooms, you never clean your workstation, and you always blame others for your F-ups. You knew there was a delivery this morning. You knew we needed your help and you were still 45 minutes late. We were 20 minutes late opening up because of you and we had some pretty pissed off customers because of it. It's unbelievable you would pull such shit after you were given a warning yesterday. Frickin' yesterday! I didn't want to embarrass you, but I can't believe you're pulling this BS. You're lazy and we're tired of cleaning up after you. Stop blaming others, own up to your mistakes and quit being a little bee about it. I think I ought to report this one to the police. Why? Because I think I just witnessed a murder by words. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want to see more, subscribe and hit the little notification bell. This next one's titled The Old Classic and Then They All Clapped. In class, we were talking about books and a girl shouts, "Books suck!" And the quietest girl in the class said, "Yeah, almost as much as you do on the weekends." And even the teacher laughed. OMFG! Isn't that crazy? This next one's titled, "I'm So Sure He's 4. Proud mommy moment right here. And proud America moment incoming. Every morning on my way to work, one of our local radio stations plays the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem. I've made it a point to always use this opportunity to talk to the boys about what makes this country the greatest country in the world and to try and instill a sense of pride and patriotism in them. This morning, when the Pledge of Allegiance came on, without any promoting, the boys immediately stopped talking, put their hand over their heart, and started reciting the pledge. After they were done, Bentley turns to me and says, "I'm proud to be American. Our troops are the best. That's why we have to respect the flag. Our soldiers fight for it. I can't even explain how proud this makes me. Oh, so American, so patriotic. Makes me cry tears of red, white, and blue." Wait a minute, that's not normal. I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. Be right back. On second thought, never mind, I don't think I'll be able to afford it. College student notices mistakes in scientific papers and saves the crocodiles. Literally, I was writing a paper on Asian saltwater crocodiles, like a simple about them paper for a college class, and I started noticing some inconsistencies in the scientific papers I was sourcing, and I accidentally discovered that the crocodile has been misdiagnosed as least concerned on the endangered species list when they should be classified as endangered, and now my professor is having me write a formal report to the International Red List to have them reclassified, and all I wanted to do was write this paper on an animal I thought was cool, and now I'm considered an expert on the species. Oh wow, what a big-brained individual here. This next one happens all the time in the hospitals. I'm a cardiologist, and one time when I had to operate someone from my past that I really hated, I killed them on purpose and made it look like a surgery gone wrong. Yes, FBI, this one right here. For this next one, her dog lined up dog bones. The first I could buy, but the second? She's a 43-year-old woman lying for likes. Isn't that just kinda sad? My dog is weird. One time he stacked them, today he lined them up, and now the dog has a pattern. Wow, even dogs have big brains nowadays. For this next one, and then all the vegans cried. My sister told me that my great niece got busted as the ringleader of a group of kids that were smuggling meat sandwiches into their vegan school. A vegan school? What? For this next one, yes, I'm sure they would have an assembly to vote who they think it is. On Ask Reddit, what was the incident in your high school? And the reply, principal found weed in the boys' bathroom, called an assembly and told us we had to vote for who we think it was. An oddly democratic school, this one. I think the principal's son got like 98% of the votes. Suddenly, the voting system wasn't valid. We didn't even coordinate it. Everyone had the same idea at once, and it was glorious. It's like all the students' brains were somehow connected. Some freaky shit. For this next one, yes, a 6-year-old wrote this. Quora cracks me up sometimes. What is love? By Emma K. Age 6. Love is when you're missing some of your teeth, but you're not afraid to smile, because you know your friends will still love you, even though some of you is missing, and a little heart at the end really completes this one. We go to Facebook for this next one. Doc just came in and checked me out, said I was the hottest patient he's ever seen, and I get to go home today, lol. So frickin' excited. No, by hot I mean your body temperature's so high you're about to die! This next one's just frickin' stupid. So I work in Starbucks and this really annoying vegan comes in and is always wanting the same vegan-friendly snack. She always orders the same thing and it's so annoying, so imagine the look on my face when I switch her order to something unvegan and she didn't even notice. Laughing emoji. Why would you care about what someone else orders? Unless it's like one of those ridiculous orders. For this next one, a graphic designer I follow posted this on his story. I love your graphics, you are so talented, written on a cup. Went to the coffee shop in town and this was written on my drink. Made my day. Wow. For this next one, definitely not just two friends talking to each other for clout, right? Scammer just tried to buy an Apple Watch with my credit card, LMAO. I talked to him though, he was helpful, thumbs up. A scammer was helpful, huh? Use someone else's card, dog, I'm going through some shit. And the reply, I got you, dog, just make sure you keep your shit more private, gang. Yeah, was somehow able to get the scammer's phone number. 100% legit. For this next one, because no one knows what diesel is, right? Today I had a young lady on the other side of my pump ask me how come I was not using the green pump, and if I cared about the environment. I said, of course I care about the environment, but my truck does not take diesel. She then tried to explain to me that the green pump meant it was green gas to help the planet and diesel is the name of the gas. I said, okay, but I will be using normal gas for my truck because that's what it takes and that she better check to make sure her Volvo took diesel because if it did not, it could mess up her car. She then told me it was her car and her choice to pay a little extra for the environmental gas, lol. Best of luck, this is not green gas. Although who really knows, nowadays people's stupidity knows no bounds. For this next one, mother, I want to save money for college. Colors for college. Hi, I'm 3 years old and I wanted to start a business like my mommy to save money for college. I chose Color Street because I love all kinds of colors, and having my nails painted too. I said, Mommy, I want to sell nail polish to my friends. Oh, not the MLM Huns making shit up. This isn't anti-MLM yet, we still can't escape the Huns. For this next one, the school system, am I right? When I was in primary school, the head teacher stood up in assembly and said, who can tell me the hardest word to say? So I put my hand up and said, anti-disestablishmentarianism. That is quite a long word. And the principal said, no, the correct answer is the word sorry. And it was in that moment that I lost my trust in the entire education system. It just does not accommodate intellectuals who know long words like me. For this next one, yeah, sure, buddy, then 10 more girls also did this on r/teenagers, of course. So a girl asked me if I wanted to see her kitten, so naturally I said yes, because cats are so frickin' cute. So I added her on Snapchat and she sent me a picture of her coochie. I wanted to see a kitten, but I got to see a coochie, so this instantly reminded me of a meme I saw, which was basically like this. Or you just copy the meme. For this next one, I don't know about this one. I kept losing pencils in class, which annoyed the teacher. We had to do a 6-word memoir on our experience in her class. Mine was, Mrs. Name, I lost another pencil. She laughed so hard, showed the whole class, gave me an A, and I became her favorite student. It was believable for a little bit, but then you decided to keep adding on more stuff. For this next one, the heaviest man ever was 1,400 pounds, but sure. My father weighed almost 1,700 pounds at the time of his death. He was a medical mystery. I was 7, playing with my friends, and ran to my dad to ask for a new toy. When I got to his room, I thought he was sleeping and I tried to wake him up, but I felt really scared, so I put my hand on his neck to make sure he was breathing. But I could not feel his neck thing moving. I realized he was dead, with a lot of crying emojis. Jesus, 1,700 pounds! For this next one, Philadelphia has some sympathetic drug dealers. I just listened to the podcast. This white dude claiming he came into our city and chased a dealer into an empty warehouse where he had not 1, not 2, but 6 frickin' guns pulled on him. He say he talked his way out of it. Laughing emoji. Okay, magic white boy. Charisma 100. For this next one, a local atheist and a local pastor somehow come to a stunning agreement. For my confirmation, I was given a beautiful white leather-bound Bible. I read it. Twice. Every word. It left me with more questions than answers, so I talked to my pastor, who was a pretty cool dude, who smiled at me and said, "I knew you would be the one who'd figure it out," gave me a hug and told me that he enjoyed having me in class. Basically, he admitted that it's all a bunch of BS. Been an atheist ever since. Incredible. We go from the power of atheism to the power of God. A little prayer goes a long way. Last week I took my children to a restaurant. My 6-year-old son asked if he could say grace. As we bowed our heads, he said, "God is good. God is great. Thank you for the food, and I would even thank you more if Mom gets us ice cream for dessert, and liberty and justice for all. Amen." Along with the laughter from the other customers nearby, I heard a woman remark, "That's what's wrong with this country. Kids today don't even know how to pray. Asking God for ice cream. Why, I never." Hearing this, my son burst into tears and asked me, Did I do it wrong? Is God mad at me?" As I held him and assured him that he had done a terrific job and God was certainly not mad at him, an elderly gentleman approached the table. He winked at my son and said, "I happen to know that God thought that was a great prayer." "Really?" my son asked. "Cross my heart," the man replied. Then, in a theatrical whisper, he added, indicating the woman whose remark had started this whole thing, "Too bad she never asks God for ice cream. A little ice cream is good for the soul sometimes." Naturally, I bought my kids ice cream at the end of the meal. My son stared at his for a moment and then did something I will remember the rest of my life. He picked up his sundae and without a word walked over and placed it in front of the woman. With a big smile, he told her, "Here, this is for you. Ice cream is good for the soul sometimes, and my soul is good already." Legend says there's only 2 things you need in life, God and ice cream. And for this last one, it's true. I am the father. On r/confessions, I'm 16 and just hired a full-time bodyguard. I'm on a show and it's pretty big, but now my dad won't let me go out ever since this other kid tried to fight me unless I have a bodyguard. Oh, and my bodyguard is a woman. I asked her if she could beat my dad up and she said she could, but she won't. And I have to pay her with my own money. Screw my life. Oh, what a tough life you have, hiring bodyguards, in your mind. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of my patrons, especially Benjamin's, That Ducking Bug, Bacon Cat, Cole Pollock, Spoonie the Rogue, Seth Southwell, Henrik, Jeff Mickelson, and Catalin Cormandi. You can join in the link below, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. If you have something interesting to say, don't forget to comment. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. See you guys next time.